We're live.
We are live.
Hey, yo.
How you doing?
Good, man. I love the new setup, man. It's awesome.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Thanks, bud.
signs look cool. I love the aliens, too.
They were hand painted, dude.
Were they?
Yeah.
You did that?
No, a friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a friend.
Yeah.
Aylin.
Cool,
Shout
man.
out to Aylin. She did both of them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
She also did one. You saw the one of us. Like,
Yeah.
It's literally the podcast room, and we're talking, but we're both aliens.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
That's cool.
It is very talented. Aylin is very talented.
Yes. So, welcome back, everybody, to Bourbon and Blunts. And today we have a very, very special guest, our good friend, Mr. Bob, here. If you do remember, he was on the podcast a long time ago, maybe about a year ago.
Yeah, it was a
you
while.
said, right?
Yeah.
And we had a great conversation about movies, kind of more into pop culture. And you wanted to come back on the podcast today to kind of talk about music.
Yeah.
But before we do, let's get out the bourbon, my friend.
It is Bourbon and Blunts.
It is Bourbon and Blunts. No blunts today. We do have a little pipe though. We'll partake. If you want to grab the Gentleman Jack behind you, my friend.
Gentleman Jack.
Did you shave too, by the way?
When?
I don't know. Just recently, your face looks a little slimmer.
I don't know how I feel about that.
take that either,
That's
man.
like
I don't
a
know.
dig,
Yeah,
man.
that's a little backhanded compliment, man. I don't know.
You guys take it
You
however
basically
you
just
will.
called me fat. That's what you did.
It's just.
I mean, I trim my face all the time.
It's true. Have you used a skull trimmer?
I used it through 4 days ago.
4 days ago.
Right before I went to Florida.
Okay.
Florida. Shout out to O-Town.
We're at in Florida.
Longwood.
Where's that at?
About 30 minutes north of Orlando.
Oh, so you were in the middle of the state.
Yeah.
No, we're not that close to water.
There's water everywhere.
And where you were at?
Yeah, they have a hot spring there. 72 degrees all year round.
Oh, did you go to the hot springs?
Yeah.
Are you able to get paddle boards there?
You are?
Did they have manatees there this time of year?
No.
Oh,
No. There was somebody on a paddleboard out there chilling.
oh, cool. I did that last year down in Florida. That wasn't. Where were you at again? The hot springs?
It's in Longwood.
No. Have you ever been to hot springs down in Florida?
No.
Ah, dude, it's pretty cool.
Daytona Beach, and that's pretty much it.
That was it?
Disney. Yeah.
Yeah. Longwood's about an hour away from the beach. From like Daytona, hour away from Daytona, hour
Okay.
away from Cocoa Beach and New Smyrna and all those.
Cool.
Okay. Hey, cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers to Bobby.
Cheers.
Cheers.
my good man.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah,
again.
dude.
man.
Dude, thanks so much for coming on, man. So, first off, what do you think of Gentleman Jack?
It's good, man. It's better than I thought. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't taste like Jack Daniels.
That's what I'm saying. Like Jack Daniels does have a regular Jack Daniels. Some people love it. I'm just not a giant fan.
Does Jack Daniels make that?
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because that's why I always stayed away from it.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. No,
I'm not
I
a
don't
big
blame
And
you.
it's not expensive.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a little bit of their higher end whiskey.
I would say this
Okay.
is night and day compared to regular.
regular
Jack.
Jack.
Oh my God, not even a question.
Actually, we probably should do a comparison because you got regular Jack behind you.
I do.
You can keep that behind
Which
you.
I didn't buy. Those are all gifts.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All gifts for the podcast. And we
I
just
remember
got a
the-
smoker too.
Oh, okay. I brought the smoker.
You
last
did.
time I was
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That was a Christmas gift from my nephew. And you
Okay,
got
cool.
one too.
I got one for
Yeah.
Christmas too, man.
Yeah.
I did use it. I loved it.
Yeah, it's great, man. I
Loved
love
it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
So last night we were talking. So we got a drink last night at one of the local bars, and we were talking about a little bit of the podcast today. And I said, well, let's save it.
Yeah.
So you were saying to me, we were talking about this.
jumping right into it.
We'll jump right into it because this I was very excited to talk about this. So Jeff is a huge.
Don't say it.
He's a huge gangster rap fan.
There you go. That's not true.
Bobby, you're a giant Taylor Swift fan.
I wouldn't say giant Taylor Swift fan, but
You're a big enough fan where you'll buy tickets to go watch her perform.
we did. We bought tickets.
That's a big fan. That's a
Three
big-
times.
that's a
Three
big
times.
fan.
Yeah.
Three
That's a
times.
big fan.
So you and I were talking last night, and we were watching football, and you were saying how this is like there's some type of, I don't know, ploy to get the Chiefs into the Super Bowl
Oh yeah.
in order for Taylor Swift Because it's a big money making thing. So
Huge.
unpack that, dude. Where'd you hear this at?
So there was, I don't know if you heard it, Jeff.
I've heard it.
Yeah,
I've
it was
heard
all over Barstool Sports. It was on talk radio.
Every news outlet.
Yeah.
Really?
They had a ref that was known to make calls that favor the away team.
Okay.
Which would have been the Chiefs, were the Chiefs.
Right.
And then he was assigned to that game. Why would the NFL assign that guy to that game? Well, Taylor Swift sells tickets, right? And you make money, with all that revenue. So to get her in the Super Bowl along with the Chiefs be a huge.
They're gonna make more money that way than the Ravens.
It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I don't think the fix was in. You know what I mean? Like briefly watching that game in between us hanging out,
right?
It didn't look like anything was egregious, but the fact that they had pieces in line
just in case.
Today, a lot of the people that were rooting for the Ravens were outraged by they said there was at least between 6 to 10 pass interference calls that were not called.
Oh, really?
Chiefs, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I didn't watch that game.
Yeah.
I know I watched pieces of that game. I think
we were at the bar. That's where we were watching it.
Oh, wait, was it Chiefs Ravens last night?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it was Ravens Bills. No, never mind.
I couldn't watch. I watched some of it at the airport.
The Ravens Bills.
No,
the Chiefs game?
Chiefs game.
Chiefs.
Okay.
It started at 6, right? 6:30.
Yeah. 6.
No, that was 6:30.
that was 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did watch a 6:30 game. That was a great game.
That was awesome.
Damn, I was rooting for the Lions.
They were up, man. I thought they had
God,
it.
I
Yeah.
did too.
They looked good.
They
I know.
did. They were freaking dominating. So, all right, I could easily see how that would be a ploy for to get the Chiefs into the Super Bowl. So Taylor Swift's there on camera, sells tickets. Do you think that Taylor Swift being involved with the NFL now, not directly, but just as a side piece because of
Travis
Kelce, do you think that brings in more football fans overall?
Absolutely.
And then what happens when these two break up?
She's going to write a song. It's going to make $1 billion. That's what's going to happen. That's the game plan. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My wife tends to think that it's not going to happen. Like this could be the real thing, because he's been different than all the other boyfriends.
Why? What makes him different?
Well, he's an athlete.
He's famous for one.
Yeah,
they've all been famous, dude.
Yeah, but not as famous as her. Like she trumped all the boyfriends pretty much,
and then, she trumps him.
Yeah,
but
of course,
but he's closer.
Yeah, he's
one of the best football players in the world.
Yeah. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
he's going to be a Hall of
agreed.
Famer. And, he's top of his game right now. They're
Best
going
tight
to the
end.
Super Bowl. One of the best tight ends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he's got money. You know what I mean? So there's common ground.
He doesn't need her.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
He doesn't need her.
Yeah.
I don't think any of Taylor's boyfriends actually needed her
Probably not.
because I feel like they were all fairly famous.
Yeah, and I think she started to bypass them, and then I think they got jealous.
Oh, I could see that.
Maybe, you know what I mean? And then, that could stir the pot a little bit.
So let's unpack that a little bit further. I think Taylor Swift is very talented. I think she's a very, very good artist. However, I don't think she is. I think there are better singers out there.
Okay.
Scott and I were talking about this the other night because we saw Grace Potter in concert on Friday.
Yeah.
Grace Potter is do you know who Grace Potter is, dude? No. She's more on the lines of rock.
Okay.
She's done some stuff with Kenny Chesney, a little bit of country type stuff, more like a rocker type. Fantastic performer, phenomenal voice, plays the freaking multiple different types of guitars, piano, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But she's mid-tier. She's famous, but she's not world famous like that. She's a couple millionaire, but she ain't close to a billionaire.
Yeah.
And I'm just Grace Potter is far more talented than Taylor Swift. So then I was thinking okay, why? And you've listened to Grace Potter, right?
A couple
Bob?
songs, yeah.
All right, but
you guys introduced me to her.
Yeah, but you not
I haven't really dove into it.
Okay. I'm curious to get your perspective on that when you do dive into that, because I think I would love for you to go to a Grace Potter concert.
Okay.
Fantastic. And I'm just okay, well, why is Taylor Swift, even though I would think she's not more talented than Grace Potter. Why isn't Grace Potter on that level? And my thought is Taylor Swift came out during our generation.
Okay.
Right? Like the millennial generation. You're an older millennial.
Yo, easy.
Or no. Right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm the back end. You're more the front end.
Okay.
She came out during Taylor Swift's 34, 35.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
So came out when I was in high school, I guess. You were in college.
Mm-hmm.
And she was country, strictly country.
Yep.
And she captivated that audience, right? The country music audience and our generation, especially the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward a little bit. Now she's transcended. She went from country and then, so she had that base plus that age demographic. And then she switched gears and goes to pop.
Yeah.
Which I do not like pop music. But a lot of freaking people do.
Yeah.
Billions.
A lot of billions worldwide.
Yeah.
A lot of people love pop music.
You could thank Kanye for some of her success too.
Yeah, I don't know the dynamic with that.
Yeah.
Dude, what's the dynamic with that?
That was a
award show.
The award show. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He was bashing her or something.
He
like
grabbed
Got
the
up
mic
on the
from
stage.
her.
Yeah, got up on the stage.
She won an award and
Yeah.
he got up there and took the podium and was just like Beyonce should have won.
Yeah. Yeah.
that. Well, that
While she was standing right next to him.
okay, I do vaguely remember that part. I don't think.
And that was before she was like ultra famous.
Yeah,
Like,
she
she was
was-
famous and rising.
Yeah.
Right,
But
right.
that just like,
Different level.
I mean, it put her in the spotlight even more.
Yeah. Okay. So then she transcends, goes to pop music, and now she captivates a whole, like, not only like a younger generation. And like, what do high school girls like to listen to? What would you say the genre most?
God.
If you just had a guess, what would you? I would say the genre most high school girls listen to is pop music.
Yeah. Pop music.
Absolutely.
Pop music,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So she shifts gears. She always has a millennial audience with the country music. She shifts gears, goes to pop music. She captivates casts a wider net now
Yeah.
of the individuals who may have, like in our generation, who weren't listening to her. Now she's poppy. Now she's captivated that audience, and she got the younger girls again.
Yeah.
Is she a good performer?
Great. Fantastic. And in
See,
concert.
that's one of the things. Maybe the girl you like.
Better performer,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
You think so?
You
think so?
I think so.
That's because you like her.
Yeah.
I like.
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan either, but she's a fantastic performer.
And that was the thing. That was part of the argument that, or the discussion I was going to have with you. That yeah, she's bubblegum pop,
Yeah.
but she writes her own music.
She's talented as hell.
You know what I mean?
Very
she
talented.
plays
I'll
guitar.
never take
she
that.
sings live. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? She's not over a track. You know what I mean? And when there's mistakes, you can hear it. You know, not that she makes mistakes when she's live, but like
Yeah.
you can hear that it doesn't sound like the track
Right.
on the radio.
Right.
I mean that says something. That
Okay.
someone writes their own music, performs it live without additional help. You know what I
Right.
mean? Plays the piano, plays the guitar.
Her looks help too.
Yeah, looks don't hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And can perform. You know what I mean? During that whole process too. So she's not just like, listen, like I love Elton John. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We went and saw Elton John. He just sat behind the piano,
Right.
played. Well, he's also 72 years old
True.
or whatever. You know.
But that's what he always did.
Yeah, he just sat there and played.
Right.
So like this girl's up and about, man, moving around, running up and down the stage. You know, it takes talent.
Do you think her celebrity is congruent with her talent?
What do you mean congruent? Like,
So,
so
like-
do you think it
like
like on
equal?
par?
Yeah, equal.
Yeah. I think she deserves everything that she's got. You know what I mean? You're all right. So you hear Taylor Swift radio. The songs that you hear are on the radio that are overplayed and played and played and played.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're tired of them. Where like Kelly and I listen to all the songs. So there's other tracks that are a little bit more, appealing. You know what I mean? A little bit more of a storytell, a little bit more heartfelt.
Yeah.
Not shake it off. You know what I mean? Where like if I hear that again, I want to pull my ears
hate
out.
that
You know what I
song.
mean? Yeah,
I
it's
hate that
terrible.
song.
I do
It's
hate that
terrible.
song
You know what I mean?
too.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
So like, if that's what you're basing all of this off of, just like you want me to dive deeper into Grace Potter, you might have to go into some deeper tracks of Taylor.
Very
good
true.
point.
And not
Right.
just live on that radio station.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
You're hearing pop radio.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Jeff, let me ask you a question. You're gangster rap.
No. You'd be shocked.
All right.
You'd be shocked if you looked at my phone playlist.
Give me, when you were coming up, when you were young little Jeffrey.
I would say 80% R&B. 20,
Okay, so you're an R&B. Were you an R&B crooner?
time.
Phil Collins. Were you Phil
That's not
Collins?
R&B, but I do like Phil Collins.
Yo.
Phil Collins is not R&B.
Phil Collins is an R&B.
What
He's not
is
R&B.
Phil?
Phil Collins?
Tell me Phil Collins is not a crooner.
What the? I don't even know what the fuck a crooner
Like an
is.
R&B crooner.
No. Phil Collins from Genesis? Is that
Yeah,
what we're
that's what
talking
we're
about?
talking about.
One More
Yeah.
Night? Easy Lover?
That's not R&B though.
No.
That's
All right, what's
slow
R&B?
music.
He's a white guy.
That's definitely not R&B.
Yeah.
You just lost your
No,
argument.
all I'm saying is he has a different style.
There
of
are
R&B.
plenty of love songs that are not R&B.
What does R&B stand for anyway?
Rhythm and
Rhythm and
blues.
blues. Yeah.
Easy Lover.
He's not rhythm and blues.
No.
All right, so
He was like rock.
Yeah, like classic rock.
no
Yeah.
way.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
man, for sure.
That's his genre.
All right, are you talking? So, give me your who was your R&B guy coming up?
A lot of groups. Jodeci was a big one.
Never heard of him.
Of course you haven't. Jagged Edge, Jodeci.
I've heard of Jagged Edge.
Silk, Shy, Keith Sweat.
What about Bone Thugs and Harmony?
That's not R&B.
It's not R&B.
No, that's hip hop.
Okay, they're talented.
I mean, sure.
Well,
You don't think so?
I mean, I like them, but a couple good songs. That's about it.
Boys the Men? Would
Yeah,
that be
Boys to
R&B?
Men.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Boys
okay.
to Men.
Backstreet Boys,
No, that's not R&B.
That's
Not
pop.
R&B. That's pop.
That's pop music.
but Boys and Men weren't pop at all.
I don't know. Yeah.
They kind of like played
Maybe.
both sides.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because their slow songs were
Right.
definitely R&B, but then they had like upbeat tempo songs that were I would consider them pop.
All right. Who else? Okay, so Boys and Men. Who else would I
I mean,
know?
I'll read you a list.
All right, who else
I
would
got
I
a
know?
ton on here. I mean, Keith Sweat.
I've heard of Keith Sweat. But Usher.
Yeah, Usher's R&B.
I thought Usher was kind of like yeah.
No, Usher would be R&B.
R&B.
Yeah.
Usher's R&B.
I would think.
Have you ever heard of? This is my playlist, and I'll read some names off. You guys tell me if you've heard of them.
Okay.
Jessie Ware.
No.
She's not R&B, but I'll play a song later. I can't play it now.
Okay.
While we're
Yeah.
on video, but Avant,
No.
Chris Brown,
Yes.
Yes.
Jack Harlow,
No.
Omarion,
No.
Post Malone.
Yes. He's R&B.
No, this is just a playlist.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't know why you're yelling at me. Go ahead.
Genuine.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of
Pony. That's my jam.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
That's my jam, dude.
Tevin Campbell,
Kevin Campbell.
Tevin.
No.
No.
The Isley Brothers.
No.
You've never heard of the Isley Brothers?
No.
You've heard of the Isley Brothers. Right?
No.
You would. I guarantee you, both of you would know their song.
Okay.
Give me a song.
Between the Sheets.
Sing it
Oh,
to-
I think I've heard that
sing
song
it to me.
before.
I couldn't sing it to you. Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
Hall & Oates.
Yeah, but they have a slow song. It's on here because it's a slow song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Is this your lovemaking playlist? Is that what this
No,
is?
this is it's
Between
a
the
mix.
sheets a little? Yeah,
It's
okay.
a mix.
All right,
It's
just-
a mix.
just
It's a
saying.
mix of hip hop, R&B, like gym music.
Okay.
Marvin Gaye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye is
course.
R&B.
Yeah.
Maxwell.
No.
Yeah.
Maxwell's a beast.
R&B.
Incredible talent.
All right.
Voice is incredible. Let's see. Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
R. Kelly.
Oh, dude. Pause you right there. Freaking that. I forget what the soundtrack was. Or not the soundtrack, the record was, but the freaking Coming Out of the Closet songs. That whole freaking like 6-part song story or whatever the hell
Where
it
he
is.
talked about peeing on the girl and everything.
Was he talking about that?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about.
Golden showers.
Yeah, he was a creeper, man.
No, I know he's a creeper,
He
but
talked about golden showers.
there was a couple songs, I think when he just got out of jail or something like that, when this was first started going on.
He's still in jail, isn't he?
I think so.
I think he did. I think he went
He
back.
got locked up again.
Yeah, this was before the
I
second
think
time.
he's done though. I think he's in there for a long
I'm sure
time.
because he's a little freaky. Yeah. But it was a whole music video and it was a series about like him having an affair with this chick and he's in the closet and her dude's coming home.
Oh, yeah.
And he's coming out of the closet and he's singing all about it.
It's almost like a story too.
Yeah, it's a
it's not like a
story.
song.
Yeah.
Like he's like talking through it. Yeah, I know that song. Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. I remember that. I think that was on MTV or VH1 when they had like they used
When
to
they
have
play
music videos. Yeah. God, it's so good.
Reality TV.
Christopher Cross.
No.
One of the best R&B songs you'll ever hear.
Yeah.
incredible, called Sailing. And I bet you've heard it.
All right.
Let's see. Coldplay I have on here.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Stop right there.
There you go.
Dude, still to this day, the best concert I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Coldplay.
Yeah, definitely top 5 for me, man, for sure.
Me, Bob, and the girls went to Coldplay. I was never a fan. I don't think you were a fan either.
No, I like Coldplay.
You did like
Yeah,
Coldplay.
yeah.
I knew some of their songs. I was like, whatever. We'll go check them out. They were playing at Giants
MetLife Stadium.
Mm-hmm. We go, had a freaking blast. The show was sold. I think it was sold out.
Yeah.
They
sold
give
out.
everybody in the stadium wristbands, like LED wristbands, and they're all
That would be
freaking
cool to see.
laid up,
pulsing
yeah.
with the
Yeah, that'd be
music.
cool.
Oh my god!
Was it
dude.
nighttime?
Yeah,
Yeah,
was.
it was.
That would be cool.
Awesome.
Now Taylor does that too, man.
Really?
She hands out those wristbands and they flash to like different colors and the songs and stuff. Yeah, man.
Okay,
I like that.
Coldplay Yellow, the slow song.
Yeah.
Great
What would-
song.
What would you consider that? It's not R&B.
I would say alternative.
Emo, maybe not deep emo, but like I don't know.
Leave
It's
comments
like
too. Leave some comments and let us know what you think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I view that more as alternative.
yeah. Alternative, slow alternative. Yeah. Great song.
I mean,
great
there's
song.
I got so many.
Yeah.
on here.
So your journey started out with R&B.
Yeah.
Have you evolved or transitioned in anything?
Oh yeah, I used to listen to nothing but R&B and hip hop growing up because of where I grew up.
Yeah.
But now I listen to everything but country.
Why not country?
Just never liked it.
Have you
Oh,
listened?
I will say this though. I will say this. New country is very different than old country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not country.
Old country, I hate.
I don't like this new country.
I don't like the old country.
I get it. I can understand why you
Yeah.
probably don't, because you're so used to listening to R&B and ghetto
Yeah,
rap
yeah.
that this stuff sounds very similar to it.
What stuff?
The new country.
No.
Nah,
It doesn't sound
I'm being
R&B.
facetious,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you get what I'm saying. It is,
It's like a fusion. It's like a blend.
yeah, it is
You know
like
what I mean?
a little bit more hip hop ish.
It's
a little bit
I
more
think it's-
poppy.
I think it's meant for a younger crowd.
Yeah.
I would agree, and I think
old
that
country.
younger and so now I'm just trying to put everything together. It seems like pop music in general, no matter which decade you're looking at, always resonated with the vast majority of people.
Yeah, it's popular music. I mean, it's
Is that what it stands for?
yeah.
I
pop-
never knew that,
Yeah,
dude.
popular music. Yeah, pop.
I didn't,
right.
I didn't know that either.
That's what
All
it is.
right.
Yeah, so there it is. Yeah,
Makes
that's, I
sense.
mean, it appeals to the population, man.
That
the
makes
majority.
okay.
Yeah,
Now
pop
it's all
music.
coming together. So, all right, who back in the '60s, '70s was? I mean, the Beatles, I guess, were pop at one point.
Nah, how dare you? Don't. That's my Mount
What is
Rushmore.
wrong with you?
Stop it, guys. I think you're looking at through the lens of pop music for today. All right. All right, forget the Beatles.
All right, then name a pop artist. What do you think a pop artist is from that day?
From the 60s and 70s?
The best, we'll say, I would
I don't
say.
even think it existed back then.
Oh, yes, it did.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I see what you're saying, like the Beatles, because they were so popular, right? And appealed to the mass.
Right.
But I don't think they were singing pop music. They were
Correct.
singing, they were.
Not pop music the way we think of it. Like
Yeah.
when I think of rock, I don't think of.
I'm thinking the soft rock with the Beatles, though. I don't think of the Beatles like hard rock. It's soft rock.
Well, they went through like an evolution in their short period of time together. Like I feel like each year was not the same. They were
Yeah.
only together, what, 4 years?
Yeah,
Something like that?
they start off with like, I want to hold your hand.
Right.
Very, very poppy, bubblegum, I could see. But then they transition to,
I think
psychedelic rock.
doesn't
and
have a lot to do with the instruments too. Like I don't see any pop music where you have a drummer, a guitar, a bass.
Taylor Swift doesn't have a drummer?
Does she have a guitar and a bass?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. Justin Timberlake too. Like he plays the
they're,
guitar.
They're like, those are like unique cases,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
you could probably name maybe one more person that does that.
So
Yeah.
you're back to your original part. You were saying you can't think of.
Would you consider Elvis?
I would consider Elvis like kind of pop / rock.
Yeah.
When I think of the Grateful Dead, I don't think of rock and roll. But at the time, like they were kind of considered rock and roll.
That's like psychedelic rock. That's a little different.
Right,
Yeah.
I understand. I'm just saying it's like when I think of the Grateful Dead, I don't think of rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
But in a way,
Who do you put in the rock and roll genre?
I mean Nickelback. for sure. Creed.
Stop. Oh my God.
Creed.
I'm leaving. Podcast is over.
How dare you, sir?
Rock and roll would be like Led Zeppelin.
I
Pink
agree.
Floyd. Like those are the foundations of rock.
Nickelback.
Nickelback would be pop rock.
Pop rock is a real thing.
All right,
that's
fine.
would be pop
Creed,
rock.
pop rock.
Creed would be pop rock.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's stay on this subject of Creed and Nickelback because for 1 year for Christmas for my birthday, you got me every single CD.
I did. I ran a gauntlet
of Creed
on. Yeah.
and Nickelback.
Yeah. I went to a local store, like not a pawn shop, but like a record store.
Yeah.
And I went through all the Creeds that they had. It was like $8. I got all the Creed and all the Nickelback CDs that he had.
Nice.
Yeah.
You are not a fan of Nickelback.
No.
Now, there's a lot of people out there that aren't fans of Nickelback. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment. Let us know if you are a fan of Nickelback. Because I'll be quite honest with you, I don't mind Nickelback at all. I like a lot of their songs. Now, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that. But at the end of the day, every time I ask somebody like talking about Nickelback, like, Nickelback, bah. And I'm like, okay, why don't you like Nickelback?
Honestly, well, I have a personal story about Nickelback.
Oh, all right.
Ran
Tell
into
me.
him at the gas station. No,
No,
just
you
kidding.
didn't.
I saw him live.
You should have just went with
Yeah, I
that.
know. I could have kept going with it. Yeah, people think. I think it was at the Spectrum, and they were opening for somebody. I forget who they were opening for, and nobody was a fan. They were all booing them, and they're playing through the songs, and they're getting booed. And Chad Kroeger stops, and he's like, "If you guys don't like fucking rock and roll, then you guys should leave." And I'm like, "But you're not doing rock and roll, bud. Like you should leave. Like you're doing pop rock, man. And like whoever you were opening for was who I was there to see, and it just didn't mesh well. Like it was a bad setup on their part. But don't attack the audience. You know what I mean? We're the one that's paying customers to see you
Very
perform.
true.
You know what I mean?
They get a lot of hate though.
They do,
And it's like, do you feel like it's unnecessary hate?
yeah. I mean, they're not terrible.
I mean,
Do they have catchy songs?
It's
Yeah.
definitely unnecessary hate,
Yeah.
but that's part of the. You want to be on that platform, that's what you get.
Yeah, I mean, look, those guys still made their money. I mean,
No,
you
yeah.
know.
they're getting paid.
They're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it picture or photograph?
Photograph.
Photograph. Look at this photo. See, everybody knows that song. That's a good song.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, power chords.
Great song.
You
Look,
know?
you know power chords.
Just
Yeah,
power
bro.
chords.
There you
You
go.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters. Just power chords, baby.
No. He's stirring the pot now, Jeff. That's what he's doing. He's talking about.
He's been doing that a lot.
Yeah.
His favorite band of all time. What's your favorite band of all time, Bobby?
It's the Foo Fighters.
Foo
man.
Fighters.
Without a doubt.
What made you? Now, I'm being facetious. I do like the Foo Fighters
Yeah,
as
I know,
well.
I know.
What made you attracted to the Foo Fighters? And really unpack it because you go. I feel like you know the band,
Yeah.
and almost it seems like you know the band almost personally. It feels like.
I every time they come around, I go see them. I make it a point to go see them. They're coming around local or soon in July. I'm going to Hershey to go see them at Hershey. I think the build that the journey that Dave Grohl took, right?
Okay.
From the drummer of Nirvana to Kurt dying,
Yeah.
which you could unpack that whole thing would be a whole nother thing. And then you could have been done. You were a part of the greatest grunge, punk, whatever you want to call it, rock band of all time, Nirvana.
Yeah.
You could have hung the shoes up and you would have coasted off into the sunset. But he had something more to offer. You know what I mean? He
Right.
had songs that he wanted to play. And he wanted to do that on his own. So he pushed forward. What did he do? He wrote an album, the whole album by himself. The first Foo Fighters album, I don't know if you know this, was Dave Grohl wrote every song, played the guitar, played the drums, and played the bass on the whole entire album.
Oh wow.
Album went out, became popular, and he's like, oh shit, now I need people to play with. You know what I mean? So then he had to recruit people that would play this music when they would have to go out and play live. But that first album was all him. That was his baby. You know what I mean? Which is incredible. A guy that talented that could not only just play the drums, could sing, could play the guitar, could play the bass, put together this album.
Piece it together.
Yeah, and then have it be something. So I mean, a ton of respect for Dave. I love the guy, man. If I could ever have a drink, if he stumbles upon this drunk one night on YouTube, yo, listen, let's just have a beer one time, and my life would be complete. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for that guy. And then the music that they put out is good too. You know what I mean? Some of it's popular, some of it's there's songs that I don't like. You know what I mean? I'm just like, all right, that was a radio song. Yeah. But they're just good. They're so good. And when they perform live, you get your money's worth. It's 3.5 hours of nonstop, in your face, all the hits, plus the songs that you don't really hear that often. It's a spectacle, man. It's awesome. They all play their own music. You know what I mean? So they're just good. They're beyond good, man. They're great.
Yeah. What do you think when he was with Nirvana? And Kurt Cobain, when he passed, what was that jump off point for Dave Grohl to get in that position for him to accelerate with the Foo Fighters?
I mean, I think he had a great launching pad. You know what I mean? Nirvana was, the biggest band ever. So like, you had that.
He had
in
all
your
the
back
connections
pocket.
too.
Yeah, he had the right connections for sure.
Yeah.
He had Tom Petty wanted him to be the drummer for the Heartbreakers.
Oh wow.
He turned that down. That would have been, a set gig.
Yeah.
But he turned that down because he wanted to do his own thing.
Right.
And you're living behind Kurt Cobain, who's arguably one of the greatest frontmen of all time. You know what I mean? You're in that shadow. He had a chance to step out, and he stepped out, and look what he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's just awesome, man. What he's done.
It's crazy how the world works, because if Cobain never died.
Yeah. I mean, he sang vocals on a couple tracks. Nirvana, In Bloom, great song. One of my favorite Nirvana songs. He sung backup tracks with Kurt.
Okay.
So like Kurt laid down the first track, and then Dave, would come in underneath to just add a little extra to the song. Yeah. And so he was singing even with Nirvana. He was putting in some vocals. So he had it there. And like you said, man, if Kurt never died, would there ever be a Foo Fighters?
Right.
Probably not. So it was pretty cool.
Damn.
Yeah.
Interesting. Jeff, who would you say is your all-time favorite musician? Like if you had if you could meet anybody and just say, you know what, thank you so much. I have a lot of great memories when I listen to your music. Memories, or just in general. Like when I listen to your music, it brings up good memories, good feelings, whatever.
Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat. Okay.
I wouldn't say he's a great musician, but his music has a lot of meaning to me. It was just a good time, like 17, 18, 19 years old.
In your mom's basement with your sister's friends.
Yeah, doing my own thing. Yeah, exactly. Doing my own thing, Keith Sweat on in the background.
Okay.
Or in the car, right? And, just years and years of like hit songs.
Okay.
And just a big part of my youth. Big part of growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. All right.
Now, do you get? Now, some people don't. Now, do you get a physical feel when you get a song or you hear a song that resonates with you, or pop, whatever? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Do you get goosebumps sometimes, or
God,
get your heart
hyped
pumping?
up? Yeah, absolutely.
Some people don't have that. Like my cousin's husband could be numb. Like he likes music, it's out there, but would never get goosebumps from. I'm like, damn, man, that those lyrics meant something.
Yeah,
I mean, I get a little tingle. You know what I mean?
And you say that, but I'm not really a lyrics person. I've told you this before.
Yeah. We talked about that last time.
I don't like lyrics. I mean, I that's not right.
No.
I like lyrics, but I like the beat better.
Yeah.
And I gravitate towards just following the beat and just
well, I think that's
feeling the sound. I feel the sound.
Right. That's probably your salsa background.
No,
this guy's a professional salsa dancer.
Yeah,
I'm not exaggerating.
All right.
Yeah,
I took ballroom dancing.
I'm legit. He's legit.
Okay,
he is legit.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
I make fun of him a lot, but he's freaking legit.
Yeah,
with
big
salsa.
part of my life.
Yeah,
big part of my life.
That's cool, man. Yeah.
And do you think that's why you're into the beat more because of salsa?
I liked beats and everything more before salsa, way before salsa. We're talking 20 years before salsa.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that salsa just came to try and meet people when I moved to this area.
Right.
No, I don't know why it is. I mean, I know a lot of words to music, of course.
Yeah.
But the words don't do much for me. It's the sound. It's the feeling. It's like I vibe off that. I vibe off the feeling of the sound.
Okay.
See, I love the story.
Yeah, I do too.
That hits
too.
for me. You know what I mean? Because then you can connect to it. You know what I mean? You pull something out of it.
But that's what I'll do. I'll pick words out.
Okay.
I won't follow the whole story.
Yeah.
Like I'm picking words out. I know he's talking about love, or I know he's talking about his girl, or whatever.
Oh, dude. I get what you're saying, but I like a freaking story. I like a journey in a song. I also like I would say one of my all-time favorite songs is I'm just freaking blanking on it now.
Must be a good one.
Jackson Brown, the Pretender.
You love Jackson Brown.
Yeah, I do love
Good.
Jackson Brown.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of songs you used to play me here. Who was that guy that you had on here? The crazy shit. It was like a good beat. But
Marvin Cease, baby. Freaking Marvin Cease.
Was that sex one?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I know you're talking
I
about.
want to lick you up.
Yeah.
Let me lick you down. Turn it, baby. Let me lick you all around.
You know the words.
Yes, I do. I've listened to it quite a bit, actually.
Good for you.
Now, is Jackson Brown the Pretender? And basically the whole meaning to this song is this drudgery of a life that people oftentimes choose for themselves. Like, he's going to rent a place in the shade of a freeway. This way he can kind of get up, go to work, struggle for the legal tender.
Yeah.
And but he's romanticizing about what life could be like outside of that. And it's just like, oh man, it's just like, I think that resonates so much just with the average person, freaking, getting up, going to work every day, doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's just like, what the hell's the point of this? And then you look, it's like, oh, what life could be like if I chose a different path. And in his case, it's like love and everything else. But no, I like a good song.
And a steer.
And the steer.
And the steer.
What's
you guys would have heard the conversation we had before this podcast started.
They would have turned off.
We're not going to
turn it off.
We're not going to unpack that. That's weird. You weirdo.
I mean, I didn't say it.
No,
did.
you brought it up.
You said it though. You brought it up. You started the conversation about an hour ago.
I'm going to shut it down now. All right. Favorite Led Zeppelin song? Because thinking of a story.
Yeah. So I have a couple. If I had to pick the best or my favorite, it'd probably be "Thank You."
Okay.
Which is such a beautiful Led Zeppelin song. But even better when Chris Cornell did that song, covered that song, which was haunting. Yeah, I mean, just like I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that version. It's just a great song, and tells a really cool story. It's a love story, but that I would say that'd be my favorite Zeppelin song for sure. "Thank You."
Okay.
What about you? You guys got one?
I don't know the names of songs.
Oh my God.
Like even in genres of music that I love.
Okay.
I don't know the names of songs.
That's all right.
That's not an uncommon thing.
I don't think that's uncommon at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, even though it's not an original, but I think Led Zeppelin does it the best, "Stairway to Heaven."
What do you mean it's not original?
No. I don't think they're the original singers of "Stairway to Heaven."
I'm pretty sure they are.
I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I was under the impression they were not.
Okay.
I'll Google it.
Because I know there's been multiple covers of that song.
Yeah, I know. They had a great song. I'm pretty sure it's called "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You," and that's not their original song. And I thought for years that was a Zeppelin song.
Okay.
It's done by like a girl, like a female artist before them.
I heard rumors, and Bobby, you might be able to shed light on this. I heard rumors.
They were not.
Really?
Okay, all
How about
right.
that? There you go.
Who was
I
the
never knew
original?
that.
Neil Sedaka.
No shit.
I heard, again, just I don't know where I heard this at, but it was like Led Zeppelin was notorious for stealing music off other artists.
It literally, that's what I just popped that article open.
Really?
Oh, really?
It says, who did Led Zeppelin steal the song "Stairway to Heaven" from? And then it goes down and it says, the iconic rock band were accused of stealing the song's opening riff and from a song called "Taurus" by psych rocker Spirit.
So they just stole that riff. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
The words were different.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I love "Stairway to Heaven" now.
That's a good one.
That is a good one, dude.
But that's one of those ones that get played so much.
I know, but every time it comes on, it doesn't get old to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't get old to me.
Exactly.
But I understand how it can get old.
Yeah.
Because it does come on
They were
quite a
sued,
bit.
by the way.
Oh, they were.
Led Zeppelin was sued for that song.
Really?
Yeah, by this group, Spirit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did they win?
Final possible legal ownership. No, they did not win.
They didn't win. Damn. Shit.
I'll tell you. I mean, did you ever hear the 90s, 2000s pop, The Verb? Did you ever hear them?
That sounds very familiar, The Verb.
So they had a song out. I'm blanking on the name, but they had like a little clip, a violin track of a Rolling Stones song.
Okay.
I mean, just a couple chords or a couple notes, and the Stones picked up on it, and the Stones sued them. They won, and they got all the royalties from that band. They were one hit wonder. They had one song. That was their song, and just because of that stupid little track was in there, you know what I mean? They were probably just monkeying around, like, I had no idea, or maybe they did know, and they lost all their money. Man. Yeah.
Do you think that's like a dick move?
A little bit, man. You're the Rolling Stones, you know what I mean?
Yeah, come on. Like, you are like a world famous band.
Yeah.
Rolling Stones magazine and webpage has an article about the 10 times Led Zeppelin ripped off other songs.
Is Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You on there?
Let me see. It's a big ass article.
Yeah, because I
It is. That's number one, actually. Babe,
yeah,
I'm Gonna
that
Leave You.
phenomenal song.
Yeah.
I mean, they crushed it. I mean, it's way better than the original. I listened to the original.
Right.
I had no idea it was a cover until like I was researching. I was looking into it. I was actually, long story short, I was trying to buy a record for my jukebox for that song.
Okay.
And it kept coming up this other artist. I'm like, who the fuck is this girl? I'm like,
Yeah.
this no, I'm with the Led Zeppelin, but it was her that did that song, and they stole it from them. And I mean, I'm assuming they got the rights to do it. You know what I mean? They covered it, but
And they said the article's here because a lot of times Led Zeppelin didn't give any recognition until way later of who they took the song from.
yeah.
So Dazed and Confused is another one.
Oh, that's a great song. Yeah,
Whole Lot of Love.
I hate that song.
that's a good song.
The Lemon Song.
I don't know that one. Might know if I heard it.
Yeah, that's enough.
Got a whole lot of love.
I gotta go through like pages and shit.
You know, dude, that song was on. It almost ruined Led Zeppelin for me, to be quite honest with you.
Whole Lot of
That
Love?
song. Yeah, that song.
Really?
You know why? Because I used to do personal training, and in the gym there was like the same like 20 songs that were just on repeat on like a little iPad or iPod rather. And that was one of the songs. I'm just like, every time I would hear that song 5 times a night.
Yeah, it's a little much.
For 9 years.
yeah.
Oh my god! And every time
Any song that much is way too much.
It's sickening,
Yeah.
sickening.
Yeah.
There's the other Dave Matthews is another. There's like a few Dave Matthews songs I just cannot stand because of that.
How you feel about Dave?
I love him. Dude,
Yeah.
great. Have you ever seen Dave and
Yeah,
Dave
I've seen him live a couple times. Yeah.
Fantastic
Good.
performer, man. I love like you again, talking about talented people, right? They are very talented.
For sure.
Their whole band is extremely talented.
Great at their craft.
Oh my god, love it. Have you ever seen Dave in live, dude? Dave Matthews
Not
Band?
live, no.
Fantastic, dude.
See, I saw Chris Stapleton live, and that was boring.
Boring as hell. Were
Boring.
we
I mean,
together?
I don't know if we were.
Did you
maybe.
see that BB&T?
Yeah. Did we go together?
I don't know if we went together or not, but I saw him at BB&T as well.
That's where we saw him. Yeah. He just stood there, played, sounded phenomenal. Sounded
fantastic
great.
singer.
You could tell he was playing and he was singing,
Yeah.
but it was just that was it. That's all you got.
He's
out
not
of
a
it was
performer.
Playing and singing. He's not performing. for
Not
sure.
performing.
Yeah.
He's not putting on a show,
No.
which is fine.
Yeah.
I would much rather see him somewhere intimate. Like if we went to Philly, like at the Fillmore or something like that,
That'd
or
be
Electric Factory.
Just a chill spot.
Just like a smaller venue because I think he would be perfect in that type of venue. But at a bigger venue, he's just, I don't know, he just doesn't have that
Charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something, and like I guess he's popular. I mean, you go on Pandora or Spotify, he's basically on everybody's freaking
he's
station.
very popular. Yeah.
He's on everybody's damn station. You know,
Not everybody's a great performer.
no, but God, he is a great musician.
He was great. He was so stale on
Oh,
stage, though,
yeah.
man. It was hard to watch.
Yeah, but golly, man, what a great voice, and
Oh,
he can
yeah.
sing. He can sing.
How you feel about Zach Brown Band?
Saw him one time live. Can't remember the show at all. It was like the first time I got into cannabis.
Okay.
And I took an edible, I had no clue what milligrams were for this type of thing. So my buddy, he had this gummy bear. And I'm not exaggerating. This was how big it was a singular gummy bear in a box.
Okay.
How many milligrams was it?
250 milligrams this thing was.
You know we buy 10 milligram gummies now.
I understand. Right. I know all this now.
Drooling.
And 10 will wreck you.
Yeah.
Well, it was sure as hell would have wrecked me at the time. So Skylar and so it was me, Skylar, and our friends Bridget and Jared. You met Bridget and Jared. Yeah. So Bridget and Skylar had an ear of this gummy, and then Jared and I had half. So meaning he had the torso, I had the legs.
Oh my god!
So basically, I probably had about 100 milligrams.
Yeah.
And this is when I'm basically brand new.
Yeah.
To cannabis, and especially brand new to edibles. Maybe like my second time having.
You don't remember that concept? You don't remember getting home?
No.
I remember we were in the parking lot tailgating, and I remember Scott has pictures of this, and I'm sitting there, and I remember I was hallucinating too.
Okay.
Because I was watching a plane going by, and I was like, oh my God, I am in.
I am out there.
I am in. And I remember sitting there, and I was laying back, and I was blinking my eyes on, and I thought in my head, I'm taking pictures with my eyes of this plane, and I am like the editor of Time magazine. This is what I was thinking. I also remember thinking, if anything went down right now, I would have been useless.
Just chilling.
Yeah,
useless.
chilling.
I couldn't move.
Yeah.
I had to use the chair to crutch myself into the venue, and where I proceeded to sleep for the entire concert.
Oh boy, yeah, I would expect nothing less.
Yeah,
from
I was
that.
so embarrassed, man. Scott was not very happy with me. But what I didn't know.
You eat 100 milligrams.
She should have helped you out with that. Though.
Night.
She knows.
Well, I will say this: she took care of me.
Yeah,
you know, but I didn't know what I was getting into.
That's dangerous. That big of a gummy like that?
Yeah.
I don't know where he got it at.
Yeah, that's
but
dangerous.
let me tell you something. It wrecked me, and I was still high for 24 hours. I'll tell you, it was high the next day.
I believe that.
Yep.
So, anyways, Zach Brown Band. Yeah, I don't remember. Although, I was going to ask you. I don't know. Are you a Kenny Chesney fan?
Not a big Kenny. I've seen him live.
Okay,
a bunch of times.
I actually have not seen him live. He's performing, I think, June 6th in Philly. Zach Brown, I think, is opening up for him.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that?
I will say I'm very lukewarm to Zach Brown Band.
See, I like that. I feel like they infused like rock and country a little bit, and
They do. They're
going
not,
off what you said earlier about not liking the new country, that would make sense because it's not like, I don't know. Well, I mean, what's country to you? Garth Brooks, Willie Nelson, like that's your country.
Prior, I would
Kenny
say
Rogers.
Yes, that's a little older school. That's not.
It's your parents.
Yeah, Kenny's not my jam. I love 90s country. I would say anything prior to 2005.
You like Dolly?
Yeah, I'm not a giant Dolly. I like Dolly. I like some of her songs. I'm not a giant fan of Dolly. I like her. It seems like she's a great person.
Yeah. Good songwriter.
Yeah, I mean, she's just not my, she's not the artist from a country standpoint that I'd be into. But freaking Garth Brooks, like that. So your Dave Grohl would be like my Garth Brooks.
I remember growing up, we would have arguments, my cousin and I, who was the bigger talent,
right?
Garth Brooks or Michael Jackson. She would try to trump me all the time, and she was older, so she was a little bit more intelligent. It was Michael Jackson.
Oh, easily.
Well, that's without a doubt.
Not
easily.
But she'd be like, he sells more. I'm like, and I didn't have the knowledge like she did.
Right.
I just liked the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, knowing now what I know, it wasn't even close.
It wasn't close.
Not even close.
No.
Yeah.
Again, that's that pop.
King of pop.
Yeah, that's it. That's that poppiness. And Garth Brooks was just pretty much just country music.
Yeah.
But in that world, fucking nobody's bigger.
No.
I mean, he is one of the biggest, Dude, Skylar and I first started dating. I think you know this. She took me to go see Garth Brooks down in Baltimore.
Yeah.
I walked into that venue. I had tears in my eyes. That was a childhood dream of mine.
From the gummy?
No.
Did you take a gummy there? Too?
No, I didn't.
Want to remember that one?
I don't even think we smoked anything. But when I walked in that venue and he came out, like I had freaking tears in my eyes because I'm like, this has been something that even my mom and I when I was a child, like, oh, how cool would it be to go to see Garth Brooks like in concert, blah blah blah. At that time, he was like larger than life too. Never did, and then finally got the opportunity to go see him, and oh my god, like song every freaking song. He played all the freaking hits.
Yeah.
Dude, he had 2 shows that night. One at, I think his first show was like at 8, and then the next show was at 11, or it might have been 7 and 11.
Okay.
Well, in that first show, he went over. So the second show didn't start till like after midnight. Dude, no, I'm sorry, it didn't start till after 11. He played till 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's cool.
And his energy, I'm like, you just played a freaking 3-4 hour show prior to this.
Yeah.
And his energy was through the damn roof. I could not recommend it enough.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was great. Childhood dream come true.
Yeah, man.
Tears in my eyes and everything. I never thought I'd be freaking tearing up over a musician.
Yeah.
So, no, I love that. Who would you cry over to see?
No one.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Heartless bastards.
No one.
No
I don't-
emotions.
I don't have that connection with music. Look, actually, I take that back. I don't have that connection with a person.
Right. Okay. What song would you cry over?
None.
None. There's no song where you're like you get emotional about.
Cry, no. Emotional,
Like
yes.
tears. Like you have tears in your eyes that are welling up.
Not really music.
No?
No. Moments in like movies and shit.
Oh.
Yeah,
But not-
that'll get you.
Yeah, but not songs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always songs probably with that.
Yeah.
With that moment in
Right.
a movie where it just connects. But just a song by itself, nah, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What song gets you emotional, dude?
That's hard. I mean, there's songs that are great that pull at your heartstrings. You know what I mean? But
Is there any that you like tear up?
so like relatable. So like songs that
Relatable, yes.
brings me to a specific time in my life that
okay.
that I remember
Good
that
point.
brings me
Yeah.
emotions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might pull out the emotions. So I don't know if it's necessarily the song, but it's maybe the song and that whatever was going on at that time can bring up
Where it
know,
brings you, where that song brings you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if one specific song
And
would
that's
just-
more about the time period or what memory you're
Yeah.
thinking of.
What was going
that's
on.
making you emotional. Yeah.
You guys
sure.
want a little nipple?
I have a little
Yeah, just a
sliver.
Little squirt?
Yeah. I remember I did we were singing "Live Forever" by Oasis. My cousin-in-law. We were drinking. We were having a good old time, and that song came on. We just started going like a cappella, both of us. Horrible singers, just singing loud and drunk, right? And every time I hear that song, I think of Jay. And
I have the same memories.
and it's just like it's awesome.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I'm like, man, every time I hear that song, I'm always going to think of you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it was
That's
just
awesome.
it was cool, man. It's good times.
That's awesome.
We
Yeah.
had very similar growing up. Me and my boys, we would get high or drunk, and we'd be partying, and some R&B would be on, and we'd be drunk, and we'd be harmonizing, and we'd call up like a girl or something, and we'd sing to her on the phone,
Yeah.
and just like for years.
Is that why you never got laid for the longest time?
I did. Listen, I did that too.
You're an idiot.
I put the cell phone on speaker mode and played the guitar to like one girl I had this huge crush on in high school. It didn't work out good, you know what I mean? But I played. What did I play? I think it was like Eric Clapton, "Wonderful Tonight."
Oh.
So I like played and
You serenaded
I
a girl.
did
Yeah.
through the phone. It was terrible. I'm all done. It was like an awkward silence at the finish. And I was like, all right, well,
Do
see
you
later.
sing to your girl now?
So I don't sing to Kelly.
Like playing around.
I'll
Like playing
play,
around,
I'll
yeah.
sing, yeah, I'll goof off, you know what I mean? We'll sing in the car and stuff like that, but like
You?
I don't serenade her.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Bobby can sing. He can play guitar pretty good.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That was my tool in high school to get like popular. It was like learn an instrument and
I think that was to get women.
that too.
Yeah.
You know.
That was I never. Damn. God, I wish I could play it. I wish at that time I learned how to do that.
Yeah.
But I think I would just use it for bad things.
They didn't even have guitars
You know what I
in my
mean?
school.
No?
No, they had band, but it was like,
No, Bob bought a guitar on his own to learn.
but in a lot of schools, they probably have guitars.
Yeah, they do now.
Yeah, they didn't when I was growing up.
It was like saxophone or like,
Yeah, clarinet, flute.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's still the same.
Is it?
I think it's still the same.
There's got to be
Yeah, they-
guitars in school.
yeah,
now.
they do.
I would think so.
They got like jazz band. Like our school offers jazz band.
See, that would be
Oh.
dope.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
They get out there, they play
Oh,
their
that's
guitar.
cool.
I
yeah.
love
Okay.
going to like a little jazz club.
Oh,
Best.
guys.
Oh, by the way, what's that new restaurant in Cherry Hill Mall? It's on the outside of the mall.
A new restaurant?
Something V's or J's or something. It's in the front. Like if you're driving on 38 there and you pass the mall,
It's in the mall.
it's like on the outside of the mall.
It's a
attached
separate
to the
building.
mall.
I'm thinking Jay's
It's
Elbow
next to
Room.
Bahama Breeze on the right.
Oh.
I know what you're talking about. It's like a fancy place,
It's
right? Yeah.
inside of there.
Seasons 52 or Seasons
No,
40?
no. It's some new fancy
Okay,
restaurant.
all right.
But inside of there, they had a live like jazz band, like a dude on the piano, dude playing like an acoustic guitar, and I forget what other instruments, but they were smooth as hell.
That's cool.
There's,
And the bar in there is beautiful.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure, I think this is the right place. Chris's Jazz Club, I think in Philly.
Okay.
Scott and I went there one time. Oh my God, guys, if you like jazz music,
Love
that is the place to go. Full dinner, full bar. I mean, professional jazz musicians from all over the country come there to play. Like, yeah, it was fantastic. Oh, I would love to go do that actually now.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. Oh, man, I'd like that.
Bring cigars.
Yeah,
I
there
don't know.
you go.
I don't know if you can smoke cigars in there, dude. Yeah, this is 21st century.
More of a
America.
restaurant. More
Yeah.
of a-
Yeah,
No,
you-
they have plenty of jazz bars all over where you can still smoke cigars in.
Have you ever
The
seen
only
that,
place
dude?
the only place I know is a Ashton cigar bar in Philly.
Yeah,
that you can,
they're cigar
smoke. Yeah,
bars.
you can,
Yeah.
That play music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come out smelling like an ashtray.
I
Oh, yeah.
know. I hate that.
It's fun. It's like once a year.
It's fun
I'll
for
do
a
it.
little
You know what I
bit,
mean? Yeah, smoke
and
a little
then,
guy,
yeah.
get out.
Yeah, but then you're in there breathing all that shit in
You
all
are.
the time.
You are. Yeah.
Freaking.
It's an experience.
It is an experience. I'm fine. I'd be down. Wait, is Ashton Cigar? Do they play music in there?
Yeah.
Oh, they do. No, I'd be interested in that.
It's pretty cool. They got good drinks there too.
They have food there?
No, I don't think so.
No, I'd be interested in that. I'd like to set that up. That'd be fun.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That'd
Would
be
be cool.
fun. What
I'm curious, Jeff. How do you feel about Outkast?
I was never a fan.
Really? Is
Yeah.
there a specific reason why?
I can say this. I liked some of their songs.
Okay.
Never loved them.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Like, I like some of their songs. I never loved them, and I dislike a lot of their songs.
Okay.
So there's not one song that they ever made that I was like, oh, wow, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, some of them were just like, oh, that's cool.
Catchy.
But most, for me, were like, not my thing.
was Andre 3000 a part of Outkast?
Yeah.
Okay. My baby don't mess around.
So that's the Hey Ya is one of the coolest love songs that you never knew because of how it was performed. Like, it's just like,
That's a
baby,
love song?
Dude, it's so Obadiah Parker covered it acoustically.
Okay.
And I had no idea that it was a love song until he played it. And I'm like, holy shit.
That's cool.
Interesting.
It was
okay.
outstanding. And like, like listening to what you're saying, my baby don't mess around because I know for sure and it's gonna go for sure. blah, blah.
Makes sense.
So
Okay.
like it really is like all about,
He slowed it down.
he slowed it
just-
down and I heard it. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
whoa, man, this is a cool
Yeah, because when you
song.
hear that song by Outkast, you're not listening to that.
No,
Right.
you're just you're like what you're doing. You're feeling the rhythm.
You're going with the beat.
You're like, yeah,
it's
okay,
like
it's a cool
it's
song.
like a pop
poppy.
dance
Yep.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you're not like trying to get deep with it.
Yeah, and it's pretty deep. It's a pretty deep song. The Obadiah Parker, big guy, beard, acoustic. If you get a chance to look that
Okay.
one up, man,
All
that,
right.
like hearing that version of it was, it made me look at it a whole different way. I was like, wow, this is a good song. It's not just like that poppy radio
Yeah.
song. You know what I mean? He did justice to it.
What, and Bob, maybe you knew this. What triggers the love for music inside someone's head? Because just you said, was it your brother or your cousin?
My cousin-in-law, I guess.
Okay.
When Jay and I.
There's not much. He likes music. Like a perfect example, my grandma does not listen to a lick
Okay.
of music. Doesn't like music.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know, man. So I mean, some people are just like I said. Nikki's husband Anthony. I mean, like appreciates it, but just doesn't.
It's not everybody's thing.
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't
like
get in.
anything. It's like you don't like tech. It's like I don't like country. It's
Yeah, but
like,
I still appreciate but I'm wondering because I didn't know. I know I'm sure there's studies on this, and I didn't know if you knew anything about this. Like what from inside the person's brain.
Well, it comes from the hippocampus. And then, no, I'm just
All right, give it to me, Bob.
I was about to listen. I was like, whoa, hold on. I was like, yo, he knows this.
throwing a term out there.
I didn't expect an answer there.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's got to be something. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's how you're brought up too. You know what I mean? Like I was brought up with music. You know, so we were always listening to music in the car. My dad was always playing music. We had
Your dad played music?
would play it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So we would like listen to music. So like every time I hear like Loverboy, I think of my uncle, and you know, or the Talking Heads, I think of my dad. You know, he wasn't even like a huge Talking Heads fan, but like every time I hear Talking Heads, I'm like, oh, you know, brings me back to my dad.
That's why you like Talking Heads.
That's not the only reason why I like Talking Heads. They're good. I know you hate the Talking Heads.
It just reminds me of just this time period in history that seemed boring.
Listen, you have your Nickelback. I
get it. You know what Talking Heads?
I do. Yeah.
There's what's that song that I'm thinking of? You know,
you're probably thinking of Psycho Killer.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's Psycho Killer. Yes,
that's their most popular song. But,
do you guys like older music? Like I'm a big fan of like the Four Seasons.
Yeah. So
Four Seasons are
is that 50s?
Awesome. 60s, I'd say.
60s.
60s. That's Four Seasons. Johnny Maestro. Like
Dion.
Yes, so good, man.
So I got the jukebox in the basement. Yeah. Every time my buddy Chris will come over, we'll play darts, and we put on songs. And I got I think the Four Seasons are on there. Dion's in there for sure, and we play it. And Kelly's always giving me shit. She's like, if I hear that song one more time, I'm like, that's a great song, man. We got the Wanderer on there. We got Run Around Sue on there.
What I think about is every time I hear the Four Seasons, or I put it on now, but back in the day, all I remember, it just brings you somewhere. That's why I love it. It just brings me back to backyard barbecues, growing up, playing lawn jarts. You know what lawn jarts are?
A lawn jart?
Oh, yeah.
Is that like the legit steel dart? Yes. We played them when I was younger too.
They were bands.
When you could have fun.
Yeah, like when you could actually kill somebody.
Yeah. You know, I just bought them.
Did you really?
Dude, I saw that picture.
I just bought them. They're in the closet right there. I'll show you.
Nice.
I just found them. I had them shipped. I've been looking for like 10 years.
Okay.
Because you can't find them anywhere.
Yeah.
And I found one on Facebook Marketplace like 200 miles away.
No shit.
And I had her ship them to me.
That's
I paid a little
cool.
extra for them.
Yeah.
But they're in good condition, man.
Nice.
We're going to play lawn jarts.
All right, buddy, let's do it.
Yeah,
do
man.
it.
We'll do a whole podcast episode playing lawn jarts.
Let's
like
do
that.
it. I like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think what song takes me back. Oh, I got a good question for you guys, though. What was the song you lost your virginity to?
I don't know if there was a song
There was no-
on.
I don't even think there was
I lost my
music.
virginity.
No, there was no music? That's right. It was late at night in your
No.
mom's basement.
My ex snuck over and I let her in through my window. Not my ex. She was not my ex. My girlfriend at the time.
We got to be quiet.
Yeah, she snuck over late at night.
So you had no music on.
No, we were quiet.
All right, Bobby. Anything?
Nah, I can't. No.
Oh man, mine was Usher. Shit, what was that song?
Oh, that's the song you lost your
In the
virginity
club
song?
with my homies.
Oh, that song?
Yeah, what the hell is that song called?
It's a pop song.
that-
by
I know
the
it's a
way.
pop song.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah, that was super popular at the time.
very
As a
popular.
matter of fact,
That was,
16
You know
years
he's performing
old.
the Super Bowl.
Is he? Is Usher doing the Super Bowl?
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
that'd be pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah.
He did. That song had that was like a mashup, right? There was like 3 of them on that song, right? Wasn't it?
That was a remix.
I think
not the
Ludacris-
original.
Was Ludacris on that song?
I mean, there's a
Lil
couple. I
Wayne-
think there's a
was Lil
couple
Wayne on there, too?
remixes of that,
Maybe.
but the
Okay.
original was all Usher.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I liked Usher. I think he's very talented.
Usher's a good performer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my song I lost my virginity to.
There you go.
16 years old.
16.
Friggin' at the lake, baby.
Good for
I was
you.
at a lake too.
You at a lake too?
Yeah. Oh no, that was number 2. that was the second, not number 2 with the same girl, like the second girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were like, yes, all right, here we go.
I was in my mother's boyfriend at the time gave me his truck. You remember when Blazers were very popular?
Yeah.
Like the
I had
truck.
a Tahoe.
Yeah, like the SUVs,
Yeah.
the Blazers, they were very popular back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And he let me borrow it one day to bring this chick home. And we stopped at the lake and just
Started macking it.
right in his car.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
Nice.
He never knew.
Never knew. I'm sure he found out one day.
Nah,
No.
he never knew.
How old were you,
He's
Bobby?
dead now.
I don't know. I think I was like 18.
18?
I was later.
That's all right.
Yeah, 18.
How
maybe
old were you
19.
when you lost your virginity, dude?
I think I was 16.
Yeah, I was 16.
Yeah. I think I was 16.
Yeah. Good times.
Couldn't drive. I know I couldn't drive.
I had my farmer's license.
Which is what, at 16?
Yeah. Yep. Damn right, baby.
You would.
I was driving on the road, 16 years old, by myself.
Tractor.
Man, my 1999 Dodge Dakota.
Boom.
Freaking love that truck.
I had a Tomos moped.
Tomos
Canary
dude.
yellow.
Nice.
Awesome.
Moped.
yeah.
Oh, man.
You were cruising around on a moped? Dude?
Yeah, man.
My buddy
It's
Jay.
freedom.
Did you meet Jay when he was here from North Carolina?
No, didn't get to meet him.
He had a moped. I'm talking to you, Jay. He had the dopest moped I've ever seen. That thing was so much fun.
I had the top tank, so it looked
That's
like
what he had.
Yeah,
That's exactly what he had. It was,
the same one as me, man.
blacked
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time I tried to race him, like running.
Yeah.
His front tire of the moped popped off. He's gonna comment. Too.
Oh, man, that's great.
Did he wipe out? He had to wipe out.
He wiped out. He went right over the handlebars.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that moped back then, I think, did like 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, mine could do like 35.
Yeah.
For sure. And some of them would change the jet out and knock out the baffle and like you could pimp it out if you needed
Interesting.
It was
Get a
such a
little extra
cool
juice out of it.
looking moped.
It was
back
great,
then.
man, yeah.
It looked like a motorcycle.
It did. Yeah, it was cool. I loved it, man.
Yeah, I see people on mopeds, and I'm just like, just a little cool.
Well, now,
Actually,
like the Vespas.
Yeah.
I will say this: riding a moped was what made me want to ride a motorcycle. That's what made me go. So when Scott went, when was it? Yeah, when we were in Bali.
Okay.
Like, fucking nobody gives a shit there.
Yeah.
You want to talk about no rules?
You do whatever you want.
You do whatever the frig you want. People, I mean, literally driving cars on the sidewalk. So we ran a moped, right? I have no clue how to friggin' ride any sort of like two-wheeled vehicle like this.
Okay.
And now we're in a foreign country with fucking no rules.
Nice.
And
Just go ham.
that's kind of what we did, man. I
just go
figured
ham.
it out. I'm
Attaboy.
like, woohoo, I love riding this thing around.
Yeah.
So that's what led me.
When's the
down
last time you
motorcycle.
were on a moped?
Last time I was on a moped was probably when I was like 16, sold it to get my license. But I also had a motorcycle too. So that was
That's right. You had a Honda?
I had a Kawasaki Ninja.
Kawasaki.
Fast, man.
Yeah.
900. It was stupid.
Crotch rocket.
Yeah, but it was a 95, so it
dangerous.
wasn't like a brand new one. It was old. It was like it rode like a Cadillac. But
It was a 95, but
was
what
a
year
90.
did you get it in?
I was 2004, 5, somewhere around there. And that thing ripped, man. All my buddies had 600s. We would go to the track, we would race, and like I had a leather jacket on because you had like a dress leather jacket and
Right.
like jeans, you know what I mean? And I'm running up and down Acco with this stupid motorcycle. And I got like an 11.3 on the quarter mile, which is dumb fast. And when I got my slip, the dude was like, if you go any faster, you need full gear and a kill switch. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm done for the night. But it was good times, man, on that thing. Yeah.
Jeez. Dude, that scares me to death, man.
Yeah, it was good times.
Right, like,
But looking back, there was mistakes were made.
oh, yeah.
I got lucky.
Where bad stuff could have happened.
Yep, got lucky a lot of times.
I told you we just rented the Can-Ams. You know, the
Those things are
three-wheelers?
cool, man. Those
Yeah.
3-wheelers, yeah.
We're just out in Vegas, and we rented them from this company, and they just give them to you.
Yeah.
They're like, go ahead, here's how you get the Red
Hey,
Rock.
you said there's no license for them. Like, no
You don't need a
motorcycle
license. You
Just
don't need a
get it.
license.
It's Vegas, baby.
Yeah. You don't need a...
Love that place.
Oh, you guys could link up, go to Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going.
Bobby's been wanting, he has been, and I understand, been wanting me to go to Vegas. So Bobby's turning 40.
Vegas is awesome.
I'm trying to tell him, man. The
It's
times that he's went, I think he might have just missed the mark a little bit.
When I say Vegas is awesome, like there's a lot to do in Vegas, but the outskirts of Vegas are incredible.
I understand.
The food is incredible.
Food is great.
I mean, you could do it.
I understand.
Just think of something
I
to do,
understand.
and you can go do it.
Yep.
I understand.
Yeah.
You get it. I don't have to
Nah,
rehash that.
yeah, I understand.
But Jeff might want to go back to Vegas.
I go every January.
Okay, we're going to April 19th. We're leaving.
Oh, you're going soon, huh?
Yeah, it's coming up, man. I can't
Nice,
wait. Yeah,
dude.
it'll be good.
Where are you staying?
So we're going on a budget. So we're staying at the Sahara, which is still nice. They redid it, you know what I mean, a couple years ago, but it's not in like the heart of the strip. It's
Yeah, the
off,
strip.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, they got the monorail there, so you can just hop on that thing. You go right into the gut.
Wherever you want.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good time.
You've been down to Old Vegas?
I did. We did Fremont Street before. So
Yeah.
that's a blast. Man.
crazy,
That place
right?
is
It's so
nuts,
much
man.
fun down there.
It's cool.
Yeah.
All kinds of like entertainers out there.
Just on the street doing their thing.
Yep. Yeah. And you walk around with a container, man. Like you go in an ABC shop, you come out with a 24 ounce.
Oh yeah, you're drinking beers, just walking around.
You're just walking.
That's what I did like about Vegas.
Zip lining up top.
Yeah,
like,
that whole big dome.
whole screen
man,
up top.
So cool, so cool.
I love just people watching.
Oh, you're gonna do that
Just
a lot.
sit
You got some people out there.
On Fremont Street, you're doing that all night.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to talk to you. What was your life
There was
like?
a dude when we were there. There was a dude out there. He was an Asian guy, and he had like the Mortal Kombat hat.
Yeah.
And he's out there, and he's like standing like a robot,
Okay.
and he just has a pail for money.
Yeah.
And every time somebody drops some money in there, he'd just do one fucking move. Like he just like, and we'd all be like waiting. He had a crowd, like
That's
a crowd, like at least 50 people around him at one point. And somebody dropped some money in, and he looked at it, and he shook his head. And I guess it wasn't enough money.
Not enough
He
there.
just picked up his shit and left.
That's
There were
funny.
50 of us waiting for him to do something, and he just did that.
Man, that was it.
But he looked like he would have been good.
Could have let it loose.
Yeah,
He probably was. If you,
He probably was really good.
cheapskates would have given
There's
more
a-
money.
there-
Yeah,
was
drop a 20 in there.
Yeah, there was a midget, Mr. T, there.
Oh, really?
He was
my
chilling.
God.
He was taking pictures with
Was it a
people.
black guy?
Yeah, oh yeah. He was a midget, Mr. T.
That's
He had
awesome.
all the chains on.
Mohawk?
Oh yeah. Or the Mohawk, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, he was doing his thing.
I
He
freaking
was
love-
like 3 feet tall.
I love Mr. T. I did Mr. T starter kit when I was in high school.
Starter
Freaking
kit
like
with just
multiple
gold
chains.
chains?
I don't even know what
gold
that means.
chains,
A
yeah.
starter kit.
Multiple gold chains.
Okay, yeah.
Oh man. Freak, I pity the fool.
Yeah.
I love that guy. So Bobby, what's the next concert you going to, dude?
The Foo Fighters are coming up.
Okay.
That's in July. And I'm also going to see Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins, and Rancid.
I hate Green
It's going to
Day.
be great, man. It's going to be a cool show.
I do not like Green Day.
That's a shame, man. They're
Here's my rationale.
good.
I'm not saying they're not good.
Okay.
They just seem whiny. Very whiny.
So, like, I tend to.
You're very
sway-
judgmental, dude.
That's all right.
I'm giving my honest
I
opinion.
know, but you're so judgmental.
I
I do
lean.
that shit all the time.
I lean
Are
that
you
way.
not-
I lean a
Do you
little. I
understand?
lean a little bit more like emo, whiny, like Taking Back Sunday, something corporate.
There
like,
you go.
know what
Okay,
I mean?
right,
Like
right,
a little bit more. So I get where you're coming from, but they're still one of the greatest bands of
will
our
not-
generation.
I can
you know what
understand
I mean?
why people like them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for me, I'll have to give them more of a chance.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like if I told you like every country song is like losing your girlfriend, your
Yeah.
tractor got stolen,
It
your
gets-
dog was
partly-
taken away.
Partly
You know
because
what I mean?
it
It's
is.
just-
But it
it's,
does
you know,
resonate with me.
Yeah, so well, I mean, everyone's got their own thing.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure. Well, you know
So
what it is.
stop
with-
judging. Stop it.
Hey, I'm just giving my opinion. Obviously, they're
You hear
not.
the shit he says off camera.
They're they're not hurting, right? They made
they're
their
fine.
No, they're definitely not hurting.
No,
they're
so I'm allowed to give my, just my opinion.
Yeah.
They're not my favorite band.
It's fine.
I'm not going to spend money to go see them. I'll say that. However, if you were like, dude, you got to at least listen to a record.
Yeah.
All right, I'd listen to a record for you if you wanted me to. All right,
How you feel about Eminem?
very talented.
I think he might be like the best of all time as far as like lyrics, delivery, story.
incredible.
It's just like,
Longevity.
and I think like how cool to live in the time that we had him. You know what I mean? Like
He couldn't
we
get
got-
away with that today.
We got the tail end of Michael Jackson.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then
I saw Michael in full.
did you
No
really?
way. You saw him in
See-
concert,
Well,
dude?
no, just like the whole life experience. I was
okay.
like his age.
Yeah.
Right,
okay.
right, true.
So you grew up
I
through
grew
it.
up with him.
Yeah. I can't believe that dude was 8 years old in the Jackson 5,
know, man.
singing the way he was singing.
Crazy,
I mean, like,
crazy.
that's
Do you know what's
unbelievable.
funny? I heard a song literally yesterday in Florida that I never heard before from Michael Jackson. It was,
Okay.
I think the name of the song was called Bread, and it was fucking terrible.
Really? Okay.
And,
probably why I
it
wanna
was
hear it.
him as a child. It was one of his songs as a kid.
Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
never heard it, and it was horrible.
Bread.
Horrible.
Have you heard of
You
that
could tell
band?
it was
No.
Michael Jackson,
No,
but
yeah.
it was
Not good.
terrible.
It's part of when he was part of the Jackson 5.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
When, it had to be when he first started. Too.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
I
was
tell you
young.
what, you want to talk about a talented guy, man.
Oh,
Jesus
my God.
Louise, what a talent.
Unreal.
Do you think like all that pedophilia stuff was legit, Bobby?
There's truth behind everything.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause-
you'd like to not believe it.
Yes and no. I could see it being real, but I could also see it not being real.
Yeah.
Like there's a conspiracy behind it not being legit, and like higher ups, which we talked about, like Epstein and all that bullshit. Like, kind of like
we should dig deeper into this.
Targeting Michael Jackson.
About Michael Jackson being a pedophile or potentially being a pedophile.
The whole Michael Jackson story. That's like a good podcast.
You could spend a whole time on that, man.
I don't know enough about.
Well, we would have to research it.
Yeah.
He owned half of the Sony album. So the Sony records, he owned half of their music because he was so big. And they were like, yeah, sure, we'll give you rights to your songs, not thinking that he was going to be this icon.
Yeah.
And then with that, he was smart. He bought music from Sony. So he owned all the Beatles songs.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Yes, he did.
And so like
really? I did not know that.
With Michael and the Beatles, he owned half of Sony Records, which is like this huge record company. So were they out to get him?
Interesting.
Yeah, but
to get their stuff back.
Interesting.
But you gotta look at it like, even looking from the outside in, a lot of weird shit.
He's a
down.
weird
you know
dude.
What I mean? Like,
he's a weird dude.
He had sleepovers with all these boys, not girls.
Yeah,
boys.
Yeah.
Sleepovers all the time, young boys.
And
that's, come on, man.
Listen, I'm not debating it. You know what
Bobby,
I mean?
let me ask you a question. If your son, if Michael Jackson called you and said, "Hey, Mr. Tender,"
I knew the voice was coming. Keep going.
Could your son come over and sleep over? What would you say?
So me now, no. You know what I mean? Me as like a 13-year-old?
No.
I wanted to sleep over.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah, because you're thinking of the carnival and the and the playing.
I was like the Neverland Ranch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was it was like an amusement park. Man.
It's exactly what it was.
Yeah. So you're going there to hang out with the coolest dude of all time. You're not thinking
a grown up that has an amusement park.
Yeah. With like monkeys and llamas.
Yeah,
and
who's rich.
Yeah. So like, of course.
Yeah, I would have said yes too.
Yeah. But like me now, knowing what I know now too, and like as an adult, you know what I mean?
Just the world the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the world was different back in the 80s and the 90s too. It wasn't, as I don't know, like helicopter. You know what I mean? Like parents like hovering over.
Yeah,
You would have went.
You went out. You went outside and played.
I don't think my parents would have.
You would have went in like little tight shorts,
little bikini, shirtless,
little half shirt,
going out in my whitey tighties. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I guess when you're in the moment, you don't necessarily know it's easy to look back on things, right? But in the moment, I don't know. I guess if somebody was like asking me like, hey, can your son come over and play?
I'm like, dude,
you're
like that?
You're like a grown man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, my son can't come over and play.
Parents let it happen.
Yeah, a lot of parents.
They did.
Because it was Michael Jackson.
Because it was Michael Jackson.
I wonder if they had signed NDAs.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's so interesting. You know who probably know this? Dino.
You think he would know?
I don't know. He's kind of in the music field. I'm kind of curious about that. I want to shoot him a text and find that out.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Part of me thinks like I want to believe it's not true.
Yeah.
But I think deep down I believe that a lot of it is true.
I think some weird shit happened.
Yeah. It can't be all true.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be all true.
No.
I don't know how far it went.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever know how far it got or how far it went. Do I think some weird stuff happened? Probably.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
leaning that side.
Yeah.
You're a big Michael Jackson fan. I think he's fantastic.
I like Michael Jackson too.
Yeah, I like. There's nothing against him as far as
an artist, he's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
fantastic. But as a person, you start wondering.
Oh, he was straight up weird.
Yeah.
You're a little different, man.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with you?
A lot of people have put that, blame on fame, but
And I could easily see that,
Yeah.
right? Because you know what makes me think about that? I always go back to the Tiger documentary. Have you seen the
Yeah. It was great.
great documentary? Have you seen that
I've seen
documentary?
it, yeah.
Fantastic. And like you start getting an idea, like, okay, Tiger Woods became famous when he was, 17 and 19, in that range, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then you become world famous at such a young age.
Yeah.
And like,
he was on like the Johnny Carson show when he was like 4 years old.
He was.
I know he
Chip
was.
and putting. Yeah.
right, because, well, yeah, that's besides, but his fame, his world fame came late teens, early 20s, right? That was my understanding.
He was an amateur champion and who easily made it to the pros and dominated.
Yeah,
instantly.
at such a young age,
Yeah.
right? That's what I'm saying. Late teens, early 20s. Now, but you're just a regular guy. Like, put yourself in that situation. Like, I just view myself as a regular guy.
Yeah.
And so is everybody else. They're just people,
Who just
right?
likes to play golf.
Yeah.
And he's just good at a sport, and he just became exceptional and became world famous. So now you're thrust into this world where you're like, holy shit! Like I just play a game, man. Like this is not I'm just a normal dude that makes.
What's your perception of him though? I always thought he was a dick.
I did not have that perception of him.
I always thought he was a dick.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
No.
I just thought he was
like a
good.
baby.
Yeah, maybe.
Like a
Really?
baby. Yeah, like a baby.
Did not get that.
Yeah.
Did not get that
When
at all.
he started to, you don't get it when he's doing well.
Yeah,
It
when he
only
started to
comes
lose.
out when he started losing or just being injured all the time.
I think you see that because as the outsider, you're seeing someone who's upset.
frustrated. He's frustrated.
But he is a professional athlete
he's not who he was.
This is his life.
Yeah.
This is all he has ever known.
But you say the same thing about Michael Jackson. You could
That's
make
what
that
I'm
same
saying.
argument.
And then
Yeah.
you're correct. And
I'm just a normal dude that sings and dances.
I don't know if he ever knew a normal life.
Who, Michael Jackson?
Yeah,
Nah,
that's
absolutely
what
not.
I'm saying.
No.
So unpacking that a little bit, it's like you've never even you were famous since you were 6 years old or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
he
8 years
wasn't even
old.
the most famous one at first.
No, yeah,
Who was it? Janet?
Well, not
No,
Janet.
no,
I think
she
his
was
older
younger.
brothers. I mean,
Like
Jermaine was probably
Jermaine,
Yeah,
Tito.
when the
At
Jackson
that-
5 was a
right.
hit. Yeah. Once Michael went on his own, he destroyed everyone.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But like you don't know what normalcy is. You don't know.
He
What,
never knew. His parents had him singing from the time he could talk.
right? Exactly. You don't know what normalcy is. So I could imagine like that can twist your mind a little
He
bit.
staged a grocery store. Did I tell you this story before?
No.
So like he paid actors and actresses to go into a grocery store. He bought out the grocery store just so he could go in and go shopping.
Wow.
Just as a normal guy.
Yeah, because you're Michael Jackson. You don't go to a grocery store. You don't know what that is. You don't know
Yeah.
what that's like. So like he was up and down the aisle with the carts, you know what I mean? Like waving to people or like, just
just
like,
acting, trying to act normal.
just trying to act normal.
but
You know what I
right
mean?
there, it tells a lot about his psyche.
Well, think about that,
Yeah.
man. Like, you know what I mean? That's just,
Yeah.
it's wild.
Man.
Like
Right.
that's somewhere else.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd ever would want to be that famous.
No, that comes with a lot, man.
Like, you don't have a normal life.
Taylor
And
Swift is almost that famous.
She's close.
She is
She's
that
getting there.
famous,
She's
dude.
getting there,
She
yeah.
is that famous.
Yeah.
She's got freaking armed security, man. Like she's that famous. I would want to be mid-grade famous, at the most. Like
Your girl.
like a Grace Potter.
I'm good
type.
with low grade famous.
Yeah.
Okay, what's that look like?
Who's like the musician that you fucking said that nobody knows?
Grace Potter.
I said mid-grade for her, but okay. But she's like a couple millionaire.
Yeah, that's it. That's I think that's like entry level to being famous. You're a millionaire.
That's all you need.
Yeah, I mean, I guess from a financial standpoint, maybe, but people know her. You know?
That's entry level. People are going to know you. If you're a celebrity, entry level, people
But
know
she
you.
could still walk down, like we saw her in Philly the other night. Like she could still walk down the streets of Philly, and like she could go to a grocery store and be fine.
Like who's an actor that you think is entry level celebrity?
Like mid grade.
Entry
famous.
to mid, no stars, but entry to mid. Like who does B movies all the time?
Jason Statham.
I thought about that. I was gonna say him.
Okay.
Because all his movies are like B movies.
Yeah, but he does a lot.
Well, he does a
movies.
million of them.
Does a lot.
Yeah.
So that kind of like just pushed him into a
All
spotlight.
right, Jessica Biel,
Nah, she's famous.
Jennifer Gardner.
I'd say she's famous too.
Yeah. By marriage too.
Yeah.
Who's the dude that played Stifler? Sean
he's
something.
Sean William Patrick or Sean.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
Sean William Scott or something
Yes,
like that.
maybe it's not Sean. I don't know, but
It is Sean. His name's
it's Sean.
Sean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could be that guy.
I can see that.
You know, you're known.
Even any of the dudes from American Pie.
Yeah, faded out a little bit.
Yeah.
so
Like
you're
if
not-
I
you know what mean?
saw one of those guys, I'm like, oh, they're Stifler.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't even know if I would
Or
say
you're the guy
anything
that
to
fucked the pie.
Yeah.
him. Right? Yeah. Like, yeah, I did.
And he's been in a ton of movies.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Yep.
Very true.
And he probably does very well
Yes.
Still doing good.
compared to the normal people.
Yes, I agree.
yeah.
I agree. Well, yeah. Well, maybe we'll find out one day.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll all find
That's
out.
it, man. You guys keep doing this.
Yeah. This is fun.
Yeah.
I do enjoy this.
It's a lot of fun.
I wish we could kind of do it more.
We can.
We can, but we have a time thing. And the time thing is life gets in the way.
Yeah.
That's the part.
If you want to do it, you'll make time for it.
I understand, and we do make. Listen,
Yeah.
we do make time for it.
We do.
We've
And
been,
you should be on more too.
I love it, man.
Bobby's
You
the
guys,
best.
I mean, this is cool.
I love
We'll
having
put that
Bobby.
square table in here, and so we
Yeah.
can all just sit together.
Yes,
So
that's
I
what
get
was
graduated from the kiddie table over here. And I
Well, it's like spur of the moment type
No,
thing.
We would
it's
have
all
to
good.
take all this out and bring in that, that kitchen table
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's perfect for like 4 people.
Yeah.
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 I like your little setup though. Your setup's nice, man. It's good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So
It is a lot of fun, and we get a hell of a lot of good feedback.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, this is fun.
Been good.
So, any last words, gentlemen, before we
Yeah.
wrap this up?
Aliens exist. Blink
They
182.
Dude, they freaking do, man. I could go off on that.
I'm
That's a whole,
telling
that's
you,
a whole
man.
different topic.
Yeah. I mean, you could do a Blink 182 thing on that, man. Tom
Yo,
DeLonge.
he
loves
is
that
freaking-
shit.
Let's do that.
Into it.
Let's do that next podcast.
That could be
Aliens.
it,
Next
man.
podcast.
All right.
Aliens and the Blink 182 story.
All right.
All right.
I'm done.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for listening and watching to Bourbon and Blunts. Go check us out on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you want to listen. We really, really appreciate your support. Drop a comment, drop a sub. Thank you so much.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.